remarkably gracious, Francois, and indeed there isn't a dry eye in the house here. The crowd, which is now singing the Marseillaise, as you can see, it moved them a great deal. Started very angry, wouldn't let him speak, still very disappointed about the results, and he won them over really with those words. Remarkable in how gracious they were, in particular to François Hollande. He reminded them that he had suffered a great deal of the attacks on the institution of the presidency. Of course, this president that divided France so much over the course of the last 5 years, himself the object of a number of fairly vicious attacks over the years from the press, from the public, definitely a divisive figure. And this, a speech calling on UMP supporters really to give the opposite image to the one that people might have expected. So really very gracious. He says he's spoken to François Hollande and he wishes him the best. And this, he hoped, this speech should remind everyone of all the best values of France.
Melissa, he said, my role will never be the same. He's not going to be leading the party in the legislative elections that are to follow next month. Any indication if this is the end of Nicolas Sarkozy's political career?
That does seem to be the case, Francois. He made it very clear throughout the campaign that should he lose the election, he would withdraw from French politics. It seems to have been part of the message that he delivered to the UMP activists gathered here at the Mutualité tonight. He would resume his role as a Frenchman among Frenchmen, thanking them for everything they'd given him, talking about the last 10 years, of course, before becoming president. He'd been interior minister, talking about the 10 years, the fact that he had lived so intensely all that time at the forefront of the French political scene. Mentioned, of course, the fact that he had given everything of himself to this endeavour, to the fact of defending French values and all the values he believed in while he was at the forefront of that scene, and so seemed to indicate quite clearly that this was more than a concession speech. This seemed to be a speech signalling very much the end of his political career altogether.